About brow covering in a previous video, which I will link down below, but there are some things that have changed. Not many, but just two things really. So I learned this from Trixie Mattel, and I'm just going to let you guys know right now, not all of you are going to like this. You're going to be like, ew, that's nasty, I'm not doing that. And you don't have to. It just works for me, and I feel like it has stepped my brow game up, or my brow covering game up about, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, like, I was at a 7, and now I'm at a 9. So, there you go. So what you do is you take your glue stick, and you just wet it. So it's kind of like a little more slippery and like liquidy. Trixie Mattel licks it. If you really feel uncomfortable licking it, take a cloth with some water, or a paper towel, or a cup of water, however you want to get the water, and get it on here. I'm just going to lick it because it's non-toxic and I don't care. But you just lick it, and then you just go over it. And it really like seals everything, and it's really weird. You'd be like, no, like why would I do that? But it actually works, and I tried it one time just out of curiosity, and then I realized like that was a game changer. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for this to dry. I'm gonna do the other side, and then I will be right back with my second thing that I do. Okay guys, so I'm just feeling my fantasy here with this breeze. No. So basically, I forgot to mention, when you're doing your brows, gluing them down and whatnot, you're gonna want something to do, because you're gonna be here for a minute. Depending on how thick and dark your eyebrows are, it's gonna, take different amounts of time to cover them. It takes me about maybe 6 to 8 times going over with, probably around like 6 times. Sometimes 8 if I'm feeling really like I want them to be completely gone, no trace at all. But it's gonna take you a few times to cover them. They're not just gonna go away in the first swipe of glue. So get your phone out, girl, and do whatever you gotta do. Watch a YouTube video, whatever you gotta do. And I also keep a fan right here, so they dry quicker. So I'm done with them drying. They're pretty much dry, actually. They're not 100% dry, but that's okay, because that's what we want it to be at. Another thing that I started doing recently is I used to cover them with translucent powder and just call it a day, and then put my foundation on, but this has made it a lot easier. I take a eyeshadow, or you could take a foundation powder. I just take this really pigmented eyeshadow from Wet n Wild, which I got at the dollar store. It was, well, obviously it was 99 cents if I got it from the dollar store. But you can get these at Walgreens or anywhere, and sometimes I have them 40% off, so like, hello. But yeah, this one is in the shade Brulee, and I just take it with a makeup sponge thing, like a cheap one, and I just rub it back and forth, and I just press it in there while it's still wet, and I press pretty hard so I can get it covered, because it just adds another layer of like pigment, so that way when I put my foundation on, it's not as hard to cover as it would be with just the translucent powder. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm going to run through my foundation really quickly. I'm going to do a fast motion for that, and then I will be back to show you contouring and all that stuff. So I am done with foundation. Now we're going to move on to contouring, and this part gets kind of complicated. It's different for every person really. So I always start with my cheeks, and I take a color. I'm taking this from the Anastasia contour palette, cream contour, and I move my way upwards, just like that. I don't go too far in, like towards my mouth. I just kind of stop right there, and then I take my beauty blender again, and I'll just blend that out. I do one side at a time because I don't want it to set and look weird. You know what I mean? This is where it gets serious, the nose. So I'm going to go in with the shade Cinnamon, which is the second darkest shade. I'm going to start off with a lighter one first, just so it's not as harsh, because you want to look natural as a drag queen. Alright, so I just take it from right here, and I kind of go in there, and then I stop it. And I move in closer and closer as I work. I just kind of start at a distance so I know what I'm doing. And then we're just going to take a blending brush, or any brush, to blend. I'm just going to blend that out a little bit. Then I'm going to take the shade, again, the cream shade, and I'm just going to take it on the sides. Because you don't want your nose contour to go down into your highlight. It looks kind of weird. So I'm going to take the chocolate shade again, the darker of the two. I'm going to get really close like that. Look at how much more extreme that side looks now. I love an extreme nose contour. Now, like I said, you don't have to copy me exactly if you don't want to. You could have stopped really right at the first, with the first cinnamon color. But I like to go that extra mile and look really scary. I don't know why, it's just what I do. And really make sure that it's even. When you look down, you want to make sure that it is like symmetrical. And then just underneath it. It's kind of like you're creating like a diamond at the end of your nose. And then I'm going to go back in with the brush I used to do under my cheeks, and I'm going to take that cream color on its own. I'm just going to straight down the nose. Just to clean it all up. And there you go. That is your nose. And then I'm going to do my eye look. I'm going to do that also in fast motion, just because you guys see me do so many eye looks that, I don't really think you guys need to, you want to see another one. It just stacks. It's like your eye never closes. So 3 pairs, 6 lashes total. So I'm going to take my NYX Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer and my little brush, and I'm going to start my brows off with this. Just start my brows kind of like right here. And they go up like that. And you're probably like, why is this bitch using a concealer? Because I want them to ombre. So I start off with a concealer so I know where to start them. Because I start from nothing. So just start with the brow hairs. So I'm just going to do some last minute contouring steps. And I'm going to take my Shade and Light palette from Kat Von D and my little brush over here from Sonia Kashuk. And I'm just going to take the lightest shade and I'm just going to go over all of my contour. Just like that. Just to kind of get it a little bit more defined. Boom, done. And for lips, I'm going to go for something different. So basically for lips, everybody's different. I like to overdraw mine a pretty significant amount. I don't usually go too far past where my lip starts, just because I feel like that looks weird. But if you want to do that, I mean, go for it. Do you. That's totally up to you. Alright, and then I'm going to go in with a Go-Go by Kat Von D, and I'm just going to fill everything else in. Sorry, I'm looking to see, make sure that's right. Okay, cool. Yep, and oh, by the way, I used Chestnut Liner by Wet n Wild. Alright guys, and that is it for this video. I did just a few last minute touch-ups, a little more black liner under the eyes, and some highlight, honey, because you know I have to glow. Anyway, that's all for this look. I hope you guys learned something, enjoyed it. Let me know down below what you guys do. If you do drag, what kind of tips do you have for me? Because I'm totally open to anything. I'm trying new things. You know, it's really great to have feedback, so if you have something to say, let me know. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and also share this video. Share it with your friends, your family, your enemies, your ex-boyfriend, your ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend. Whoever. I'm cool with it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Stay sickening!